Low time pilot jobs. Now, let me guess, you're probably a commercial pilot, just got your commercial license, 250 hours, give or take, and you're looking for that low time job. Now you're searching online, you're checking all the forums, all the job boards, and you're not seeing anything that fits the amount of hours that you have. Well, the reality is, as a low-time commercial pilot, there's not a lot of opportunities out there. I mean, there are the couple that are in the bag bunch that a lot of people talk about. I'm talking banner towing, I'm talking about maybe glider towing. I'm talking about the whole variety of low-time pilot jobs that maybe don't suit what you're interested in at this point. There's also other opportunities like jump pilot, a survey pilot. But a lot of those gigs, they take a lot of what we call networking to get into. Now, this video is going to be primarily focused on networking in order to get those low-time pilot jobs. A lot of people, they just look at the jobs. I can share with you a whole list of the jobs, but it's really about that networking. What a lot of people do, they end up staying around the FBO, right? They'll sit around the FBO for maybe a couple months at a time until they find the right person at the right place who needs them. Shaking enough hands, making sure that you're introducing yourself, puts you in the right place at the right time to meet the right person, right? And that's what we call networking. Now, you can't really network it properly if it's not genuine. And a lot of people think that, hey, if I just force myself onto people, that can make the difference, right? But it's not really about that. It's about an organic connection with a lot of the people that you share those connections with. And I'm here to make this video to talk about some of the methods that we can use in order to network properly and appropriately in the aviation atmosphere. Now, my name is Michael Colley. I'm a CFI double I here in Central Jersey, but I've also come from a corporate world, right? Corporate background, where a lot of my networking took place in the traditional methods. And that's what I want to talk about, some places like LinkedIn. Right? LinkedIn is a great place to network with other aviation professionals. Now, they may not be per se employers, but there are people that you can build relationship with that can lead you down the correct path. I feel like a lot of people don't utilize the traditional networks because a lot of people in aviation weren't trained based off those, right? Make a LinkedIn account, make a profile, set your profile up properly, right? With all your background information and add people, right? What you want to do is follow people and connect with people. And before you connect with people, always add a note, right? There's a function on LinkedIn where you get to add a note. Add a nice note, let them know who you are, what your goals are, what your interests are, and where your passion lies, obviously aviation, but share that in a constructive way and ask it in a frame of mind of a question, right? We want to ask any aviation professionals questions for guidance. We want to make sure that we want to soak in the knowledge that they have learned, right? And when you come to someone humbly, asking in the frame of a question, they are more receptive to making sure they outreach in that question. Now, I've made so many connections this way where I just add people randomly on LinkedIn, ask them a couple questions, make sure to build a bond, a link, and a connection, and then it ends up turning into a lifelong friendship or leading into a business partnership that can help me in the future. Other ways, right? Joining groups on Facebook. I think this is super underutilized. A lot of people stay away from Facebook these days, but there are tons of helpful pilot groups out there that you can gain mentorship by. There's groups for contract pilots, there's groups for low-time pilots, there's groups for airline mentorships, right? And inside those groups, there are a lot of aviation professionals that you can potentially add as friends or chat with on the side to learn about their experiences. A lot of people on those groups, they share their background, they share about what they've been doing, and they put their interests or their job occupation in their biograph. This way, you get to browse through many aviation professionals, and then you find someone who's on that path that you want to be on, and then connect with them. I think that method is a tried and true method, one that I have used that has worked for me in the past. And I believe that if you go with a genuine heart, very humble towards an individual, there's really nothing to stop them from helping you, right? So more than likely, people are going to be more inclined to help you if you come with a great spirit and attitude. So another thing that I see from a lot of pilots that make me cringe a lot is that you guys don't go in person, right? A lot of pilots, they'll go online to Indeed or LinkedIn and they'll put their resume into some sort of machine so that they can filter through the resumes and then hopefully the hiring manager can see them. If the location is really close to you, I highly, highly advocate to go to that place in person, right? Go there in person, Make sure your attire is proper for the place at hand. Make sure you are in a button down. Make sure you have your belt, it looks proper. Your shoes are polished. You have the nice pants, the nice shirt, and you go in with a cardstock resume, right? Not a flimsy paper one, but one that has quality. Go to Staples, print one out, and go hand in that resume to the hiring manager or whoever's in charge of the operation. Make sure that you have a face attached to a resume, because it's very, very often that a lot of pilot operations of flight schools, jump away programs, all of them, they'll put the job application online, but what they'll do, they'll maybe look at one or two of those resumes and never go back to that online application software, right? So the best way to make sure that your application is seen and does not get lost is to go in person, hand it in, right? Don't only just call, make sure that you take the opportunity to drive out to the location and put your best foot forward. And that leads me to the last one. That leads to attire, right? A lot of low-time pilots don't go through the effort to make sure that they have the proper attire for a job interview, or that they're not clean shaven. And you know, a lot of it is the culture. A lot of flight instructors, they'll come to a class or a session very dressed down, very flimsy, not really wearing the best attire. But then, you know, they look at their students and then they set that example, right? They set the example that a CFI can come with shorts, can come with short sleeves, just a normal t-shirt, and go in and fly a lesson. Now, I understand maybe that's the culture of a certain flight program, but what you want to do to make sure that you have the best opportunity to stand out above the rest is to make sure you go with the proper attire for any interview, for any job, whether you're just handing in your resume, just saying hi, or having an interview. It's always best to put your best foot forward at all times to make sure that you have the best possibility of getting the best job for your aviation career. I hope that helped. These are some tips that I have for new low-time pilots, not just listing out a bunch of low-time pilot jobs, but ensuring that you have the best opportunity to network, right? How to network. What are the best ways? I'm going to be in the future putting out more content like this, making sure that we're going more in depth in the best ways, whether it's resume preparing, whether it's the best way to address an interview, all sorts of topics. And if you like this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and look out for more content. Hope you guys have a great day and look forward to seeing you soon.